What it do, Dream Team? It's your boy Neal back with another reaction video, guys. Here we are with First Time You Realize America Really Messed You Up, Part 1 from the channel TikTok Reacts. Before we dive in, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so I get suggested. We're going in.
If you're an American currently living abroad, what is one time that made you realize that America really messed you up?
Literally early this morning, I dragged my ass to the embassy, which is an hour away from where I'm living in the Netherlands. I get into the embassy, I do my thing, I go up to the window, and I'm getting my passport name changed. I need a new passport so that I can leave, go back to the States to see my family, and come back into the country here.
Okay.
And I've been waiting for this meeting for over a month. I give the woman all of my stuff, and she's like, okay, great, where are the stamps? And I had printed out a checklist from the embassy website, and there were no stamps on this checklist. But apparently, I needed to bring a couple of stamps so that way I could pay for the postage for the government to send me my passport, which I already have to pay for. And I already have to pay taxes in America, but I obviously don't see any of the benefit because I'm not living in the country. Why can't you just pay for my stamps? So now I have to wait 3 more months for another appointment to get my passport.
That's legit insanity, bro. That's legit baffling. Like, y'all, she couldn't give you extra money for the stamps. She gotta bring this, but y'all, America, y'all something else. Now she gotta wait 3 extra months to be able to travel. Boy, all right. What we got? What else we got?
So I'm moving to Portugal, and I have somebody that's helping me with the visa process over there. And she's asking me questions about my income, and I say, yeah, I have a full-time job, and I also run 2 businesses. And she's like, that's a lot. And I said, yeah, I do work about, anywhere from 80 to 110 hours a week. But, it's what's necessary right now. I need to take care of my son. I need to manage all these different things. And I need to be able to afford, a pretty good life. And she said, well, don't you make over what the minimum is required here in Portugal? And I said, yeah, no, I definitely do. But I need to be able to take care of all those other things. And she's like, how do you have time for your son? I'm like, well, it's not the amount of time that I'd like, but that's what's necessary. And it just was really clear to me, like with the confusion, that they actually have work-life balance, and you just don't work yourself to death.
Yes.
You can actually enjoy your life.
Hi.
And I feel like you can blame that on America because that's the way I guess it's portrayed. But at the same time, you got to take some accountability and take some responsibility for that mindset. Because I don't work myself to death. I do not, and I will not work myself to death. I may not make as much money, you know what I'm saying, as people who do work 80 to 100 hours a week. But I got some balance in my life. You feel me? So I feel like that would you gotta own up and take some accountability for that yourself. Although in America, it's work. That's kind of the mindset that's portrayed here. But create your own work-life balance.
So I've been living in Spain for about 11 years, and this happened like 11 years ago. It was my first time going to the emergency room, and when, stomach problems, whatever, couldn't stop throwing up. And I go in, give the girl at the front desk my ID and my debit card. And she takes my ID, checks me in, hands both cards back to me. And I was like, oh, well, maybe I give the debit card, I pay at the end. So I go in, everything, give me medicine, and I go back out. I stop at the front desk again, and I was like, hi, I'm leaving. Here's my debit card. And she just looks at me, and she's like, I don't know why you keep giving this to me. You don't need to give me your debit card. I don't get it. And I'm like, oh, you don't have to pay for health services, even in a private hospital.
That's crazy. That would be so nice to have. Like, that's baffling to my American mindset because that would be a dream to be able to go into a hospital and not have to pay for the services. But god dang it, if they don't ask for my debit card ever, then I'm not ever just going to freely hand it to them. You feel me? I will never freely hand it out. You don't ask for it, I'm out the door. You already took care of me. I got what I needed. I'm out. That's crazy though. To come to that realization though, as an American, so many Americans would be baffled. I feel like it's like, huh? I ain't gotta pay for nothing. I'm good. Like, I walk in, you take care of me. I go, I'm good. That's it. Yeah, we don't know about that life.
Okay, I have another one. When I was studying in Spain, we had our orientation the first week of classes, and our program director sat us all down and had to explain our health insurance to us and how it worked. And basically, it worked that you paid like €1,000 for the semester, and you got health insurance, like free health insurance for everything, cover everything. And she had to sit us down, and she had this big group of Americans in a room, and she was like, listen, if you are sick, go to the doctor. And we were all like, yes. And she was like, no, like, Americans don't go to the doctor. You won't go to the doctor when you're sick. So I have to tell you every year to do this, and still kids will just put off going to the doctor because you're used to just, like, pushing through illness. No matter what it is, I don't care if it's a cold, go to the doctor. And she had to actually, like, spell that out for us.
It's so sad, bro. It's so sad that that's true. It's so painful that that is true. That is how we act. We will push through the worst kind of sicknesses. In order to go to the doctor, you gotta be on your goddamn deathbed. You gotta be in pain so severe that you can't sleep. That you're just constant 24/7. That it almost brings you to tears. To actual tears. And then some. Before you actually set a doctor's appointment, go to the doctor. Because we are not paying them doctor bills.
Okay, so I was living in Thailand and I got into a motorcycle accident because the guy in front of me turned without a blinker. Like, he was on a moped and he just kind of turned into the side of me and just knocked us both over. And so my motorcycle landed on my knee and I couldn't walk, so they needed to call me an ambulance to go to the hospital. But, like, I was like, I can't afford an ambulance, so the whole time that they're like, the ambulance is coming and they're like putting me in the ambulance, I was like, how much is this gonna cost? How much does this cost? Like, I someone can pick me up, how much does this cost? Because, like, in the States it could be like $4,000 to get a 15-minute ride to the hospital.
Crazy.
And the guys just laughed at me and they were like trying to figure out the word for it, and they're like, free, it's free. And I was like, well, that's different.
Crazy that we gotta pay for ambulance rides, bro. Crazy, baffling. But I mean, once you learn to wrap your head around that America is solely built itself around the dollar bill. A dollar bill is almighty God in America. Then you will understand how everything works, and you'll have to accept it. You know, but I mean, everything here is about profit. Whether it be the medical industry, whether it be any industry that is created. It is about profit. Even a lot of these non-profits are about profit. You feel me? Which is just crazy to think about, but that's how it works here. And it's sad and it's unfortunate, but that's how it is.
I'm a black person living in Japan right now. And yeah. So, when you're in America and you're shopping, you're browsing, whatever, sometimes, not all the time, in my own experience, I've never had the experience of being followed around because of my skin color, because I just don't shop that often. And sometimes when I want to go get something, I know exactly what I want. I go in, I buy it, and then I leave. But here in Japan, when you go in and you're browsing for something, the employees are walking around to help you. So they may follow you, but they're not following you because of your skin tone. They're following you because they want to help you. They want to take the initiative and be right there when you need them, when you're ready to pay, if you have questions, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, for that one, I've never personally experienced someone following me around in any store because of the color of my skin or anything like that. But I know, I've seen many stories on social media, online, of people who have been. But I've personally never experienced that, but I've seen many stories, which I hate to see because, that just ain't right.
Hey, I live in Ireland and I've lived most of my adult life here. I moved to Ireland in 1995. My teenage daughter was born here many years ago, and when she was born, I spent 2 nights in hospital before she was born. I had an emergency cesarean section, and then I spent a further 6 nights afterwards. The total cost to me was $0.
That's crazy.
I kept asking them, like, are you sure no one wants my credit card? Like,
Nah, stop
do you want my
offering.
details so you can...
God, I don't know what's wrong with y'all people that continue to. If they say zero, if they don't ask for the money, you don't give the money. You know what I'm saying? If they don't ask for it, you don't offer it. Point blank, period. But I understand your American mindset and thinking like this is gonna cost a lot of money. Yeah, in America it would have probably bankrupted you. But stop offering the money. Unless you tell me I gotta pay something. It's the only time I'm giving you anything.
Send me the bill. And they would just like laugh, like, oh, you're American. There's no bill. So 8 nights in hospital, emergency procedure.
That's crazy.
Zero bill.
Should have got bankrupted in America.
So when I was in high school, I was a lifeguard, and during my lifeguard training, they taught us that before we even administer first aid or CPR, we had to ask for consent to avoid being sued.
That's so crazy.
Fast forward a couple of years, and I'm in London as a waitress, and my company sends me to go do CPR training. And while I'm there, they go over the same stuff that I learned in the States, but I notice that they're completely glossing over this one particular area. So I raise my hand and I ask, what are the laws here? Like, how do you avoid being sued if something goes wrong? To which every single person in the room starts laughing at me. It says, oh, you're American, right? Yeah, no one here is going to sue you for trying to save their life.
I've always thought that was insane, bro. Someone, if they don't intervene and help, you are going to die. You are going to die. So they intervene, they help out, they might break a rib, they might cause some kind of damage, but they save your life. And the fact that you would be willing to sue them is mind-blowing. And the fact that you would be able, not only willing, but able to sue them completely baffles me. The fact that you have to get consent from a person to save their life. What if they're not in the frame of mind? What if they're not able to give you consent, bro? You just let them die. It's that law. The laws here baffle me, man. Some of them baffle me. I know everywhere has weird laws that baffle people, but yeah, some of these American laws are truly baffling.
Okay, I have type 1 diabetes and I lived in Costa Rica. The very first day that I was there, my insulin pump stopped working. This was like some weird fluke, unrelated to anything else. But I didn't have a doctor yet or really know where to go, so I went to a pharmacy because I needed to get long-acting insulin so I could still treat my disease. And when I went to the pharmacy, the insulin was $20 for a vial. In the United States, I pay $322 for that same vial.
I also want to add that I got the insulin over the counter without a prescription. In the United States, I have to see my endocrinologist 4 times a year to get a prescription for a medication that keeps me alive.
Just so they can continue the whatever you say, Akady say, they can make money. The vials make money, or the pharmacies make money. I'm saying everything around in America, the country itself revolves around money. Money is the number one priority here in America. As you get $20 compared to $322, same vial of insulin. That's legit insanity.
Here's a fun one. So I'm teaching 3rd grade in Thailand, right? And it's sports day. Kids running around, screaming, having fun, as kids do.
Yeah.
And I hear a bang. Instantly, my heart drops into my stomach.
God.
My entire body tenses. My adrenaline starts pumping. And I'm looking around for the shooter. And then I realize I'm in Thailand. And people don't have guns. And they don't shoot children at their school.
That's crazy.
It was a balloon. A balloon popped. Fuck you, America.
So
I knew at some point I was waiting for that story to come up where somebody heard some pop and thought it was a gunshot. I was waiting for that story. I knew it had to come up at some point in the video.
I don't live abroad anymore, but for half of 2018, I lived in Germany, and I have so many stories. The town that I lived in had like a main plaza area, and there was a cafe in that plaza, so a couple of my other American friends and I decided to try it out one day, and there was a construction site nearby. We heard a really loud bang, and, you know, we kind of assumed that someone had fired a gun, and so we, like, ducked for cover, and then we were looking around frantically, trying to find, like, a place that we could run to or hide to get out of the situation, and then we realized that no one had shot a gun. No, it was
This
a loud
is
bang from
sad,
the construction
bro.
site. That's it. That's all it was. We'd been speaking in English, and we all have really obvious American accents, so all the Germans around us gave us these really sad looks, like, oh, these poor, poor Americans.
It's just so sad to hear, bro. It's just I can't even say anything. It's sad to hear. It's truly sad to hear.
I've lived abroad for a little over a year, and coming back for the holidays, I have really come to realize that the food in this country is garbage. Since leaving the US, I have lost about 40 pounds, and I have not tried to lose weight. I haven't been conscious that I'm losing weight. It just has naturally fallen off of me because food in other countries is not overprocessed. It's not packed with sugar and preservatives and all of the things that are in the food here. And since being back, even for the short amount of time that I've been here, I have found it extremely difficult to maintain my weight, even though I'm not overeating. I'm eating basically the same diet I was eating abroad. It's simply the way the food is processed. So moral of the story, try eating organic as much as possible. This food is killing you.
She's not lying. She's not lying at all. Not one lie was told. And it's absolutely crazy. And it's absolutely baffling. And I absolutely hate it. This just be sad, bro. Like, there's so many great things about America. There's so many great things that we do. There's so many things to love. But there's also so many things that are just wrong. There's so many things that we can take notes from the rest of the world on how to do certain things, how we can fix certain issues. So yeah, while there's many great things about this country, we also have so many problems and so many things that we can work on. That's all we got. You guys got a favorite video suggestion? You can subscribe to Patreon or drop it in the comment section. It's your boy Neal. Out.